Sands is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Tea Podcast.
With incomparable luxury, Sands leaves nothing to the imagination. To learn more, visit sandsnewyork.com. The Long Island Tea Podcast.
I can't believe
3
it.
years strong.
3 years strong.
We start every episode with saying, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
We're at the Gurney's Seawater Spa. We're at the incredible Ohiki Castle.
We are on the beautiful Shelter Island.
At the Selfie Clubhouse. I mean, when do you get the chance to have Adventureland yourself?
Taste of Long Island. We have besitos.
Hi, neighbors. How are you?
Woo! Welcome back to 2024 Long Island Tea. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Wow. Did you have a good break?
I did. It was very restful.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't sound believable at all. Let me ask you a question. Sharon, I will ask you for the first time in 2024. How you doing?
How you doing? I am doing great.
Are you?
Yeah. It's 2024. New year. New me.
New year, new you. I saw this funny meme over the holidays, and it was like, finally, everyone's learned. And literally nobody is saying 2024 is my year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Like,
that is so
remember
true.
when everybody's like, this is my year.
My year.
I think that the last time that happened was 2020, when everyone's like, 2020 is my year. And then everyone's like, what?
Shut down.
And then everyone's like, maybe 2020, 22, 23. And now finally I was like, no, just get through it.
Just get through it. Just keep going. Keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I think, how you doing? I feel like.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
2024, is going to be an interesting year. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's my question to you, and I meant to ask you this at lunch. I meant to prep you for this. I'm sorry, and I apologize in advance.
I love the left field.
The on the fly.
Yeah.
So everyone's saying, like, what their word is.
Oh, the word of the year?
For 2024. What's your word? Some people are like peace or like, what was I saw one saying, my word is peace. My word is, wellness. My word is.
I don't have a word.
So I don't have a word, but my phrase, I feel like, for 2024 is buckle up.
Oh, I love it. Let's do this.
Right? I feel like 2024 is just like, brace yourself.
I don't know. I feel like we talked about this last year. I feel like that every year has a word. My phrase is like, I don't know. I'm here for it. Like, let's do this. Yeah,
Woo.
I'm here for it.
You're so resilient.
Yeah.
I love that. I just feel like it's an election year.
Yeah, 2024.
It's an Olympic year.
A big year.
There's like multiple wars going on. There's like climate change. There's so much going on. Everyone's like, just it's a lot of wow.
It is a lot of jaw dropping. Yes.
Just buckle up. Just like you never know what's going to happen next.
And that's what I think. I don't know. I'm always like,
I never
roll
felt
with the punches.
Before 2020. I don't think I felt that way. Before 2020, I felt like, most things were in your imminent domain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be what happens to you and your family or your marriage or your life or your house. But now I feel like it's what's happening in the world.
Yeah, it's world.
And a lot of it is just out of your control. And so you may as well just like ride the wave.
Yeah. Roll with the punches, ride the wave. Help when you can.
Right.
Just
you said it. Just keep swimming.
Yeah.
Like what's her name said?
Dory.
Dory. Yeah. Just keep swimming. That's what we try to do at Discover Long Island.
Yeah. We do. And I think we do it rather well.
I do. I think we do
Not
it.
to pat us on the back, but we do. We roll with the punches, I think, and we're resilient.
Well, I think we know our purpose. Mm-hmm. We have a very strong purpose, and our purpose is, in case you didn't know, HotTeas is not only to bring you engaging content and to make you smile and laugh and remind you as to why we're all so lucky to be on Long Island or if you're not on Long Island, why you might want to visit Long Island and be here with us because we're so awesome. But I think our purpose is really to make sure that Long Island residents and the businesses and the small towns and the downtowns, that we're resilient and that we have economic vitality and that we're bringing in people from around the globe to experience what we have as far as our quality of life, and that we're bringing business to your door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our purpose is to help our locals.
Yeah, exactly. I think that we should maybe talk about economic development a little bit and kind of give a full definition of, what it really
economic
means.
Oh, well, I'm sure our hot teas love that. They're tuning in for our celebrity. But economic development is a wide description, right? But from a tourism perspective, when people say, I'm going to promote tourism or I want to promote economic development under the guise of tourism, what that means typically and most prominently is bringing people that are non-locals, bringing people from outside of the area into the area. Because while, yes, we're Long Islanders and we all staycation and we all love going to our downtowns and going to our restaurants and our vineyards and all those wonderful places and our beaches, we don't spend as much as you do when you're on vacation.
Right.
When you're traveling, whether for business or pleasure.
Right, because you get that vacation
You got that
mode.
vacation mindset where you're like, like I was. I'm like, oh, I'm in Paris.
I love
Let's
these
go to
Prada
Louis
sunglasses.
Vuitton. Because I can't get a Louis Vuitton, at Americana Manhasset. Of course
Right,
I can.
exactly.
Of course I can. But it's not as cool as when you're in Paris.
Right, right.
Or, Vegas or wherever you are.
Yeah.
You want to buy something. You want to commemorate your trip. You want to bring souvenirs back.
Right.
My dad was just here over the holidays. Bought so much Long Island stuff.
I love it.
For everyone that lives
Repping
there.
in-
His
in
neighbors,
Phoenix, yeah.
people that watched his dogs. He bought candles. He bought Long Island vodka. He bought sweatshirts. You know what? We went back to East Wind Shops.
Did you?
Yes, because the sweatshirt I bought him that fishing sweatshirt. It was a little bit too small. So we went and got him a new one. And then Tegan ended up keeping the one she liked.
I
I
love
want
it.
this one. So we spent another $1 zillion at the North Fork Craft Gallery
I love it.
at East Wind Shops.
Right.
And then Kenzie ended up buying the sweatpants that we
Oh,
bought.
she did?
No, we bought a ton of stuff. But when you're on vacation, and even it's interesting, like the Long Island Arts Association just copied me. They just did a study on the arts on Long Island. And the non-local spends on average $65 on arts when they go out.
Okay.
And the local spends about $35.
Right. It's true though. Like when you go to, when I visit Maine, where my in-laws are from, like I'll go to the small town there and I'm spending, $30 on an ornament.
Right.
Because it's handmade, crafted
It's
by a
different.
local artist.
Yes. And so just, we try to bring people from outside of the region in because it's new money coming
Right.
in. It's not local money just being circulated. It's new money in. And when I do my speeches, I always say, when people travel, visitors in particular are taxed a lot. They're taxed in where they eat, where they sleep, where they shop, the gas, transportation. And then they leave. And you don't have to educate them or build libraries for them or fill their potholes.
That money stays
It's just
here.
money. And by the way, that's about $800 million a year on Long Island
Right.
in tax revenues from outside visitors.
And
Yes.
that lowers the residents' home taxes.
That's
see?
revenue. That's revenue for locals. And so a lot of people use the word economic development and they say, oh, I'm going to have economic development by having, people come to a town, a Main Street event or a concert or a beach thing, which is true.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
true. It is great to get locals to out and about in the community. But look, if you go out, the average, local spends $60 a day. The person from outside the area spends $250 a day.
Right. Isn't that insane?
Right. So of course it makes sense. You're staying at a hotel. You're going to go eat somewhere. You're going to go to the 7-Eleven. You're going to go to the restaurant. You're going to get
gas.
You're going to get gas. Yes. And so it's just, anyway, I don't know why we got on this tangent, but the reason is because 2024 kicked off in a very unique way for us. There's a lot going on. Sharon and I went to an event this morning.
Yeah,
the
incredible.
Long Island Association State of the Region, which is wild.
It was wild. It was over 1,100 people there.
It was. And it's just, I think 2024 is going to be a really weird year because it's a political year.
It is. And I think it's also, like you said, it's coming out of that, weird time frame. I don't want to say the words because I don't want to get canceled, but it's that weird time frame of where, like, I think we're coming up from it. And I think that we're in a spot where this year will tell it all.
Yeah.
I
don't know what this year is going to tell, Sharon.
I'm
scared.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, well, good. I wish I'm trying to remain optimistic, but I think that, who passed this past year? I think I told you, Sandra Day O'Connor, right?
Yes.
And even Congressman Peter King was our keynote speaker this morning.
Yes.
And he was speaking about the olden days of bipartisanship and when people came into office to accomplish something for the greater good, not for their own purposes.
Right.
And if you can find people, and I think we have some. I mean, I think I was very, very impressed by, we have a new county executive in Suffolk County, Ed Romaine.
Yep.
He was incredibly inspirational to me this morning.
He speaks our language.
And he's smart and he's been around the block. And he's also part of that kind of old school mentality, like Peter King, where he's there to do something good. He's here to leave a legacy because he cares about his residents.
Yes. And he cares about Long Island as a whole.
Isn't that wonderful?
Regional.
We're very lucky. I think we're very lucky to have elected leaders like him, and we're excited to see what he accomplishes in his administration, and he's still building it. But look, you're right. We're in good shoes. We're fine. We're on Long Island.
Yeah.
We've got
a better place to be.
We've got great leaders that do really, really care about the residents, the region, the economic development. But I do think it's important. Some people throw around that word economic development, and they don't understand that where tax revenue comes from. New revenue comes from outside in, not just circulating dollars in the area. That's a difference,
right? Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Anyway, okay. So how were the rest of your holidays? I'm sorry.
They were lovely. I know, we did. They were lovely. Like I said, the break was great. It was a very well rested break. I mean, I did some really fun stuff. I took the kids bowling. I took them to Chuck E. Cheese, which I hate Chuck E. Cheese.
Does Chuck E. Cheese have beer or no?
They do now. Yes, they have beer and wine.
Oh, see, then it's better.
Right up my alley. A limit.
They limit you?
Yes. Which is smart.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I really wanted to do like bigger and better. Like I wanted to go to Dave and Buster's with the kids.
Dave and Buster's, yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't do that?
I didn't wind up, no, because I'm like, how many times can we go play video games, right? Like, also I was by myself because my husband worked the whole time.
Oh,
he
really?
didn't have time off. So me and the 3 kids. And they're great. They are fun. Like Braden's at an age where you can just let him do what, go wherever he wants, whatever. But it was really good. We had a good time. We had the best time bowling, though, I would say. Like,
it's fun.
I hate bowling because I
bowling.
suck at it.
Oh, same.
You don't love bowling. Stop your nonsense.
I don't love bowling as a team of coworkers.
Okay.
But as my family, I do love bowling. I actually love bowling.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, girl,
I always
yes.
thought you hated it.
No, I'm from West Texas. What is there else to do?
What else? And I think that's like what they show is like when you get a strike, what comes up on the TV is like
it's so fun.
It's so fun.
I just don't like bowling as like a team event. But that's great. That sounds fun.
What did you do?
I had my house filled with people.
Yeah, you had a lot of out-of-towners.
I still kind of do. Kinsey leaves this weekend. My dad left. My dad was here over Christmas. And, we went there for Thanksgiving and then he came here for Christmas.
Right.
And it was a lot. But it was fun.
Okay.
I think everybody I think my dad would say this too. Everybody's ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, bye.
It's a long time.
It was. My dad, I think I told you, the main reason he wanted to come is so he could burn wood.
Yes.
Because you can't burn anything in Arizona. Right. And he loves, I don't know what to deal with fire pits, but his neighbors were all complaining that he was burning stuff. So he was like, I just want to come here. So, and we had taken down a tree last year. So we had a bunch of wood stumps. So he and Thomas and Finnegan rented a wood splitter
Oh,
for the week. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of wood splitting and wood hauling and wood burning. Yeah, there was a lot of that.
okay.
Tegan and Kenzie and I just went to the city.
Well, that's awesome. I love that. But like if your father wasn't here, you could like sell that.
No,
as
we were going
firewood.
to have to pay. I mean, when they cut your tree down, you have to pay them to haul it away.
Okay.
So
okay.
instead of paying them to haul it away, we whatever. I don't even know. It was a guy thing. They like to split wood.
A splitter.
It seemed they had to haul it.
I think that's so funny.
And they were all very sore afterwards. I think my dad, he got his fill with burning and splitting wood.
Good.
I think he was cup filled.
Okay.
Oh, and get this. He was leaving. He left the other day. And he insists on going out of Long Island MacArthur because he doesn't like to go to JFK or LaGuardia. It's like the security is intense for him. And he's like, he carried
it's a lot.
He had his carry-on was a paper bag filled with a banana and some ham. I'm not even lying. He was like, I got some ham in here and some crab cake.
And he
a
was
banana.
able to carry it. That's so funny.
And he just carried it through. And then he has like 2 little duffel bags that he checks.
So funny.
He checks. And he's like, he had a little paper bag. Anyway, so it's a long trip back though. It's like 10 hours as opposed to 5 because you have to lay over, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But he wants it that way. So he's comfortable. Great. And he finally made it home and I called him and he was like, oh. And he had to go to my sister's house because she was watching his dog. And so he calls me from my sister's house and he's like, I got to stay here because there's a haboob.
What's a haboob?
So a haboob is the desert equivalent of a squall.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a dust storm.
Yes.
So it's like 70 mile per hour winds and a dust wall of dust that comes through.
Why do they call, like, who comes up with these names?
I think it's because it's from like the Middle East, like a haboob from like the Sahara Desert or something.
Okay.
But that's funny. No, it's funny. I remember the first time I heard the word. But he's like, there's a haboob. So he had to stay there. But he was telling me he met a lady.
Oh.
Only my dad can meet a lady with his paper bag of ham. on a flight.
It probably smelled delicious.
Well, Kenzie called me earlier. She's like, I've got some tea on Grandpa Mark. So I can't wait to hear what it was. But he met her. She's a Long Islander.
Oh, okay.
And she was on her way to Phoenix for some business thing. And apparently they had a very nice long layover in Baltimore where they had some crab cakes.
Oh.
And then he told me that they were just ordering shots on the flight from Baltimore to Phoenix. And they were supposed to go golfing.
Oh, wow.
In Phoenix.
Like, continued.
Yes, ma'am. They
Wow.
shared an Uber.
I love this, Grandpa Mark. Oh my gosh, that's
he's
amazing.
the luckiest man in the world.
He really is.
And
he finds them.
I know. Well,
He
he's very
always does.
charming.
He is very
met
charming.
a lady, and I haven't heard yet if the golfing date is still on.
He's
But
so funny. I love that.
He was giddy when I talked to him. He was like, so I said, good, she lives in Long Island. You'll be visiting more.
Yeah. And you have a place to stay.
Other than, you can burn wood at her house.
Exactly.
So,
I love it.
So it was very busy and very fun. And it seemed like a year, but also, did you feel like this week is the first week back, right?
Right.
I was telling someone, I was like, I feel like the reentry into
Was
work
rough?
was like, when the space shuttle comes back into the atmosphere and it's like burning. And everyone's face is like, everyone's holding on.
Yes.
The astronauts are holding on for dear
Yes.
life. Like, I kind of felt the re-entry into work this year was like that.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think it's a lot going on for us in the industry. I feel like there's a lot going on for us internally. I think, also 3 out of 18 employees that we have, like their children are sick. Everyone's sick.
Everyone's sick.
And it's like, why doesn't this happen when we're on break or whatever? Like we need to come back and hit the ground running. And me, I'm like grind. And then I'm the first one to be like, I got to go work from home today. My daughter's sick. I'm sorry.
Not just you. I feel like everybody, I really feel like everybody I talked to felt like it was a rough re-entry this year.
It was.
Seemed like a nice holiday, but I was even talking to Dave Widmer, our friend from News 12 today, and he goes, I love him too. And he was saying like, God, Kristen, I usually love the holidays. I'm so into it because I just was the whole lead into the holidays. I felt so exhausted.
Yeah.
And
I feel like, this year too, the holidays, a lot, like my sister was super sick and so she didn't come to Christmas. And it was like, it's never the same when she's not there because like, it's just never the same. But I feel like everybody had that. Like somebody was super sick. So like all the holidays. So when I was talking to her after Christmas, I'm like, how are you feeling? She's like, I feel like Christmas didn't happen.
Right.
I feel like I'm still waiting for the Christmas ball to drop. And I'm like, oh, can we talk about New Year's Eve?
Tell me.
What do you watch?
Okay, so it's a long story, Sharon. We had a party and we do Rock Band at our house.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I know this.
And usually it was me and Thomas at first. When the kids were little, they would play, but then they got too cool for it. And then Kenzie's friends liked Rock Band, but Tegan was always like, "No, Rock Band is lame. She would go upstairs and leave."
Right.
And then we were saying on New Year's Eve, like, we should play Rock Band, and Tegan's like, "No." And one of her friends who was over was like, "What's Rock Band?" And we're like, "Oh, it's like this awesome concert thing that we should." And we put the laser lights on. They were like, "Yeah, let's do it." So it turns out Tegan's friends now they were like, "This is the coolest thing. If this was at my house, I'd play it every night." So they even wanted to play Rock Band all night long.
See?
So finally, 11:30, we were like, "We got to shut this down,
Right?
because we cannot miss the ball."
Yeah.
Remember last year we missed it.
Yeah.
Cannot miss the ball. So I missed most of it. I have no idea what happened. We watched NBC Ryan Seacrest.
Okay.
For like 30 minutes though. We only saw it. Like, why? What'd you watch?
Well, no, I watched. I guess it's CBS where it's all like Nashville.
Oh,
And because I couldn't stand Ryan Seacrest for some reason, I don't know why. I normally love him, but like this year it was very weird. It was very like different.
tame or what?
I just didn't like it. So I watched Nashville's version, I'm a huge Nashville fan.
Yes,
I'm a
yes,
huge like
yes.
Lainey Wilson fan.
Yes.
And so she was like the head performer. And every time she came on the stage, they were like grandiose announcement that she was coming and performing. And I'm like, okay, we've heard it 10 times. What's the deal? But then I'll tell you what, like all my kids went to sleep because they were sick. There's who was sick, who was too tired. So it was like just Dan and I for New Year's Eve. And it was like the first time ever that it was like just us. I'm like, oh,
It's kind of nice.
Cute.
Nice.
So cute.
Did you see, because I didn't watch Anderson Cooper.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you watch them?
And
because they were litty.
Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen. I did not watch them because they were such a train wreck last year.
They always are, yeah.
No, but last year they didn't drink.
They
Remember?
didn't?
No, they didn't drink last year.
Okay.
And it was horrible. It was so painful. And so this year I didn't watch them at all. We'd only watched 30 minutes. And then I saw all the TikToks and they were hilarious. They drank again.
Like way too much. And like the laughing, getting.
And everybody I saw was like, oh my God, next year I'm tuning into them. Yeah. Because
so funny.
They were hilarious.
Yeah, they are funny.
Yeah, so that was good. So you and Dan had a nice little New Year's.
Yeah,
That's cute.
It was very cute.
We were, I will tell you, very civilized this New Year's. 12:30. The Martinis, who are always there with us. It's funny because we sent them a text like, hey, would you like to come over on New Year's? Here's our between 7 and 8. And they were like, yeah, we'll be there. But I hope you know we were always planning to come. Like whether or not you invited us, we're coming. We've been there every year since you've lived here.
Right.
So.
Like, why are you inviting me?
I know. It was weird. But they were like, at 12:30, they were like, okay, good night. And we're like, oh. Good night. I didn't have to go to bed at my own party.
Oh.
Yeah. I told Thomas, I'm like, do you see what this is like? We went to bed at a civilized time.
That's nice.
And he's like, I want to do this every time.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was great.
They probably listened to the pod.
Maybe. But it was lovely. It was, everybody had a great time. There was no drama. Everybody had fun.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. It was a good start to the new year.
Yeah. I feel like, since I've had kids, I don't like to leave. I don't like to go out on New Year's Eve with the children. My brother he rebuilt his house this year. Like he just built this McMansion and he wanted to have a party and celebrate it. And it's like gorgeous house. Like I can't believe that's my brother's house. Like
Where
it's
is
beautiful in Patchogue.
Whoa.
Well, like Blue Point. I don't know. I guess it's Patchogue. Gorgeous, all with his own hands. Amazing. So he wanted to show it off, and I was like, we need to support him and be there. And I helped along the way, just painted a few times, but I haven't been there since it's been completed. And I'm like, jaw-dropping, jealous. Like he brought me into his master bathroom and they have like that soaking tub and like that shower with no walls.
I love, yeah.
I'm like,
cool. Isn't it cold though?
Right? Wouldn't you be freezing? No.
Cold.
No.
Listen, I'm not a fan of the doorless shower.
Right. Like I like to shut it.
It's freezing. I do it at many, many hotels and it's beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Also freezing.
Freezing.
And then the water just goes
all over the place.
All over.
I don't get it.
No.
I don't know how my sister-in-law deals with that.
Listen,
but anyway.
Whatever. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I mean,
what does your brother do? He's a contractor?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So anyway, Happy New Year, everyone. That was 25 minutes of nothing.
Looking
of
at the
literally
clock,
nothing.
I'm like, we were just literally
Yep. Welcome back,
we
Kristen
said,
and Sharon.
If anybody records our conversation.
So here's a deal. We have a taste of Long Island, kind of. We've been talking about this for a while. The Aquaries candle, that was our candle that we gave away. Oh my God, it smells so amazing.
I have to tell you, I have. You have real trees because you go to the
Yes.
farms and stuff. I have a fake tree because I'm very
I love it.
anal about it. Like I don't like to sweep up the needles. I lit this every single night because it smells like a Christmas tree.
I lit it in my house the whole holiday.
It's just
it
so
smells like a Christmas tree.
amazing.
We have one, the Aquarius candle. You can get it on shop.discoverlongisland.com. It's our holiday 2023 candle. It's a gold
It's
jar.
balsam candle.
It's beautiful. Aquaries is, by the way, a Black-owned business here on Long Island, and we want to support them. And it's just also incredible quality. So that's our taste of. But I wanted to say, you know, I was listening to one of our other favorite podcasts, You Can Sip With Us. And as we go into 2024, we always like to shake things up. And, you know, they were talking about their favorite makeup or their favorite this or their favorite that. And we can talk about that too. But, you know, I would say if you're a hot tea and you're listening, and we have a lot of hot teas that listen. Somebody stopped me today and was hot tea, you're a hot, he's like, the tea, I know. And you have a product that you want us to try. I feel like we should almost do a taste of, but also like Kristen and Sharon try your product.
Oh, I love it.
So you should send us. Send us your product, your eyelashes, your makeup, your
candles,
tea, your candle,
lotion,
your body scrub,
right.
I don't know what it is, but I would say open it up, send us an email at spillthetea. What is it?
Yeah, spill the tea at discoverlongisland.com.
Thank you. Spill the tea at discoverlongisland.com, or just DM us on our Long Island Tea Instagram, and let us know. Just say, "Hey, I'm going to send you something, and these are the talking points. This is what it's about. Tell us." And not promising that we'll endorse it,
Right?
You know,
we'll give you your true Long Island.
But let me tell you, first of all, Sharon and
honest opinion.
we are. Let me tell you, we are the demographic that a lot of companies are looking to get. We are the 40s and 50s career women.
Yep.
With disposable income. Send us your stuff.
Yeah.
And we've got a good network. We've got a good network of people.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let's do this.
I'm like, anyway, I was thinking about that.
I love it.
But thank you to Aquaries Candle, the balsam candle. It's wonderful. They have dozens of other scents also, such as Island Vibes, which is tropical, and Cafe au lait.
I love that.
I know. And Oasis. So go to.
I love like a good clean linen smell. Like I love that.
The candles are the best. You cannot go wrong with a candle, whether it's for you or a gift. They also have melt room sprays, car diffusers, whipped body butter. First of all, Aquarius, send us some more stuff, okay?
Right.
And
give us these flavors. We want to talk about it.
You know what I need is the car diffuser. Sounds appealing to me because my car always smells.
Mine too. I told you about that.
My car always smells bad.
And like Pearl was sick yesterday. We got a vanilla milk from the last time that spilled. I told you about that, right? Where like she spilled an entire Nesquik vanilla milk in the car.
Sounds good.
In July.
Oh no.
It smelled so bad. So she's like, "Can you open it?" We're like at the deli around the block from my house. And I was like, no, we're 2 minutes away from home. She's like, oh, right, because the last time. I'm like, yeah, I finally got the smell out of my car.
Listen, I took my car in for an oil change over the break, and Kenzie and I went, and we were waiting, and we were in the dealership, and we were just looking at the cars in the showroom, and I'm like, that new car smell. That new car smell.
I know.
Listen, it's going to be a while for me for that. I've got kids in college, but in the meantime, Aquaries could maybe send me something to help my car. So also, if you want any of her products, which are all wonderful quality, shop Aquaries, AQUARIES.com.
Perfect.
And if you want to be featured on Taste of Long Island or send us stuff, just again, go to Spill the Tea at discoverlongisland.com or on our Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's talk some Long Island life.
Do we want to read some of these?
Oh my
these
gosh.
make me laugh.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. Back to New Year's.
Disappointing affirmations.
Michael sent us some pretty funny examples from this Instagram you could follow.
They are hysterical.
Disappointing affirmations. Because everyone's like, new year, new goals. I can't. This person, I was listening to this person on a podcast, and they were like, I want to dunk a basketball. And I'm like, who cares?
Right. Oh, the Northwell Health commercials, though, lately are so cute with the senior citizens that are over 100. And they're like, what are your New Year's resolutions? One of them's like, I want to go skydiving. The other one's like, I want a bachelor pad. They're 101.
It's too much.
It's so cute.
It's too much.
So we can go back to like disappointing affirmations.
Yeah, I was like, Sharon, I've seen this commercial. I'm like, you're over 100. Like,
they're so cute. The one woman was like
they're
dancing.
feisty.
They're so
they're
cute.
feisty. You're right. You're right. Okay, so what's yours?
No one is coming to save you. You are the adult. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's a good one. Disappointing affirmations. This one is stop overthinking. You're the only one who cares.
Right.
I love that. That's actually, I'm going to put that in my office.
Yeah, you should.
Because sometimes you think that everybody cares and nobody cares about what's wrong with you. Or exactly. Go ahead.
New Year, still dead inside.
Okay, I feel like I should wallpaper my office with these because this one says, have a panic attack. You've earned it. I kind of want to hide that one because I feel like everyone in our office feels like they've earned it. Okay,
seriously.
Go ahead.
That's all I have.
Oh, and then I have one more. Today, I am taking control of my emotions. I am choosing anger.
Okay.
I love Michael for these positive or disappointing affirmations. Listen, funny. I don't know. Do you have any resolutions?
It's the same one every year.
Which is?
Be a better you.
Okay. You're a perfect you.
I know, but you can always better yourself.
I was telling you, I was listening to the You Can Sip With Us ladies, and I love them, but one of them's a life coach, and it's just a little bit. I love her, but she's a little bit much. She's like, I don't guilt myself for anything I've ever said before because I was doing the best I can, and I don't feel sorry about it, and I don't, put too much pressure on myself, and I try to do this, and it was so much.
Yeah.
Everything about like eating and drinking and shopping, and I was like, how do you keep track of all of those resolutions?
And I think more of it is like be a better you is meaning like you can always better yourself. You can always
oh my God, that's so true.
Change up
You're
a
right.
little bit.
Did you get anything that you want to talk about for Christmas?
No.
Okay. Okay, because I'm sure we all got a lot of nice things. By the way, you got me some UGG slippers, and I love them. Love them.
Yeah.
I've lived in them. But I did get one thing based on what you were just saying, which was I'm excited about it.
Okay.
Because I've talked about it for years, and then we watched The Amazing Race, and there was a dad and a son on The Amazing Race, and the dad is deaf.
I love them.
And the son was did you watch it?
I just watched the commercials, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
The son was so cute, and I was literally like, I want my daughters to marry you. If you're the cutest
he was so
boy.
handsome.
He was handsome, and he was so wonderful to his dad. And I kept telling Thomas the way they speak sign language. They that is such a gift because no one knows what you're saying, and it's like a secret language.
Right.
And I wanted to take it when I was in college, and I didn't because I had to take Spanish or whatever. So Thomas bought me sign language lessons.
Oh, I love that.
Online.
Wow, that is super thoughtful.
I'm going to try it. We should do it together.
Okay.
And can you imagine? We would speak sign language. We could be across the room.
Oh my gosh.
And speak sign language, and nobody would know what we were saying.
That'd be crazy.
I
thought you were going to say you got you Rosetta Stone. I was going to be like,
good God, no, I'm not going to learn. But sign language.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Awesome. That's like incredibly
thoughtful. And it's
thoughtful.
interesting, there was the guy from Coda that was in that movie Coda. I didn't see it because it's too sad. I can't. It's too sad.
No, it's not sad.
Someone told me it was sad.
It's beautiful.
But he was on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
And the Dancing with the Stars dancer, the pro, learned sign language so she could talk to him. They just got engaged.
Get out.
They fell in love because they connected via their sign language.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to learn sign language. Girl. I think it's cool. Like, I agree with you. Like, being a better you, just like learning something new, expanding your horizons.
Yeah. Doing a little different, doing a little thing,
doing your best, doing something. Yeah. I like that.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Don't judge yourself. You're doing your best.
Yes.
Okay. What else do you want to talk about? Long Island life?
Sure.
Did you hear that Newsday? I saw this article and I was going to say something and then Michael put it in the notes. Newsday listed their most expensive home sales in 2023, and the number one was $112.5 million.
Yeah, in Southampton.
Compound, and I'm like,
compound?
Yeah, it was like it was on the water.
All right, well that makes more sense if it's a compound.
Well, I mean, there were multiple houses, and then Billy Joel put his house up for sale again in Oyster Bay. Did you see that?
No.
It was a big story about it. He's like, he still has a house on Long Island, but it is one of his houses. And he's like, I'm just spending more time in Florida like a good Jewish Long Islander does.
It's so true. No. So wait, how many houses on Long Island does he have?
I think he owns another one in the Hamptons, but this is his one in Oyster Bay that he's putting up for sale for 40-something million.
Yeah, that's insane. Compound though in the Hamptons, like that.
Yeah, anything
that's like
in the Hamptons.
Multiple.
It was like a couple of guest houses, I think.
All right, I'm there for that.
And it's on the water.
It's down in the water. I love it.
112 million. So.
500 feet of oceanfront property. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if I win that, I need to win that lottery, Sharon.
Same.
Did I tell you when I was in the city? We went to the city. I went with the girls, and they always like to go down Cornelia Street.
Yeah,
because Taylor Swift.
Yep.
And which is right. It's like Cornelia and Bleecker.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling them like Bleecker is a famous street in the Village, and they were like, "Whoa!" And we're walking down, and there it was. It was almost like Miracle on 34th Street when they see that house.
Yeah.
We're walking down Bleecker, and there's a Pure Bar, but it's closed. It didn't make it. But it's got all the Pure Bar branding. And I'm like, this is my lottery dream.
Yeah.
I need to win the lottery.
Yeah.
It's already here. And it's got all the it's built to be a Pure Bar studio.
It's
this
branded
could be my
already.
studio.
Yep.
On Bleecker, around the corner from Taylor Swift's house on Cornelia.
Oh my gosh.
Although she doesn't own it anymore, but still, like this. And Kenzie's like, "Well, it didn't make it once. What makes you think you could?" I'm like, "Girl, it's marketing.
All about the marketing."
I'm like,
did you see those TikToks about Swiftie? Like, oh my God, I was going to send a few to you. Where it's like, you're not a Swiftie. What did you grow up listening to? And it's like Tupac and Biggie. And I'm like,
yeah, that's right. That's why
it's true.
I mean, I like Tupac and Biggie, but I'm still a Swiftie. But it's like everything. I was saying to somebody earlier today, because they were talking about like, oh, this high level person, and I'm like, whenever anyone gets too much in the limelight, people don't like it.
Yeah.
People want to tear you down. You've got to be really careful with your exposure.
Absolutely.
Your exposure, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
No matter how talented or how smart or whatever you are, your exposure gets to a certain point.
Yep.
And people want to tear you down.
Because you're
a target.
Yeah. But you're also your own brand. Right?
It's
so
true.
you gotta understand.
You gotta take care of them.
You gotta market that brand.
Speaking of branding, so January is wellness month typically.
Yep. We have a ton of things planned.
What do we have planned?
LIT has a ton of things planned.
So we have a Long Island TV out right now with Spirit and Soul, which we featured them on the pod before.
Right.
And cute little crystal store.
Shop right in Babylon on my stomping ground.
By the way, like just perfect thing to do in your New Year, New You moment is go to Spirit and Soul and like pick up some cute stuff.
Yeah. And they have candles too, right?
They have, yes, they have candles. And you know what? In all the spas, Alexandra Accardo Studio, Aram Spa.
You need a spa day. I got, we can list them.
Okay,
Alexandra Accardo.
Do it.
Aram, Topping Rose House in Bridgehampton, which is a luxury experience in the heart of the Hamptons.
This is like Topping Rose House is famous. I've never been there.
Me either, but
it's on our list.
I think we did. I've been there.
Oh.
The Baker House, 1650 in East Hampton.
Baker House. It is so beautiful.
Unbelievable. My favorite Gurney's.
Yeah, of course.
Montauk Resort and Seawater Spa. Unbelievable. That was the best facial I've ever got in my life. A spa at Eastwind we love in Wading River. And I can't pronounce this because I'm ridiculous when it comes to pronouncing things. It's the Naturopathica.
Oh.
Am I saying that right?
Naturopathica Spa and Healing Center. Cool. In East Hampton. East Hampton Luxury Skincare Products. You know, and we met Joy from the acupuncture place. We have so many. By the way, we're just kicking off the year.
Yeah.
This is kind of a throwaway podcast,
Right?
Because
right. We're just saying welcome back.
We are saying
Happy
welcome
New Year.
back, and we have an entire year of amazing content that we're going to bring to you, with like locations and spas and shopping and
I can't wait.
Restaurant all around.
The team is just so incredible.
I know, all around Long Island, and I'm very excited. But before we wrap up, do you hold on? Let me just make sure. I had a couple of notes here. Do you have any I have some major celebrity.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Do you want to go to celebrity? Have you watched the Julia Roberts Ethan Hawke movie?
Oh, girl, amazing,
right?
Okay, The End of the World.
Yeah.
Is it called The End of the World?
Leave the World Behind. Or
Leave
something?
the World Behind. We watched it at the very beginning of the break.
Oh my
which seems like
gosh.
100 years ago, and it's based on Long Island.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's supposed to be Sag Harbor, right?
No, it says because the boy says or somebody says, "Oh, my friend's in Sag Harbor," and she's like, "That's an hour away."
Okay, because that made sense.
They keep showing the view
Of the city.
of the
skyline.
city.
And that's why I was like,
Across
I don't
the water.
understand.
I'm like, where? I don't think that exists.
Right. No, it actually does.
Is it in Glen Cove?
Yeah. Even if you go to on the Ocean Parkway, you could see the city
that
skyline.
close? Because it looked really close.
That has to be.
It looked like you were right across the Whitestone Bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. That has to be like sea.
Which is Queens.
Yeah.
So to get it, I want, is it Seacliff?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
I wondered if you're a Long Islander and you've seen Leave the World Behind, one of my questions, because it looks like it's in the Gold Coast Mansion. It's obviously
Right.
It's obviously on the North Shore from the view.
Right.
But the beach they go to is clearly on the South Shore because
Right.
of the sand.
Right.
Oh my God. It is so cool.
I hated. First of all, wait. I was just thinking, like, I don't want to give too much away, but I didn't hate the end. I hated the way like they led you up to it, but I loved how it ended. Like she's like, "What's up?"
I thought it was amazing and wonderful. I loved it. It made me think so much. And again, I think that's why I feel like Buckle Up is really the theme of 2024. It brings together so many premises of the world that are happening right now that could easily happen to us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was laughing because my friend Ann Chipaka Moore, who is my neighbor, came to the house and right after we watched it, and I'm like, "Have you seen this movie?" And she's like, "No." And she owns her own like aerospace company.
Right.
She's like
She's
an amazing, incredible woman, and she lives down the street from us. And I was like, "Do me a favor, real quick, watch the movie and then build an elaborate bunker."
Yes, so that
With
I can
space
move
for
in.
me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I didn't want to give it too much away.
House.
Exactly.
I need to come to your house, and I'm going to live with you.
Yeah.
So anyway, TBD on whether she's doing that or not,
Make enough for me too.
or
Thanks.
if she'll invite me if she actually does do that.
That's so
but
funny.
make a nice friend. But that was a great
It was a
movie.
good
I
movie.
thought it was so suspenseful, and I love those kinds of thrillers that are not gory, but they're scary and intense.
Like, on the edge of your seat type of thing.
Loved it.
Kevin Bacon surprised me so much
Yeah, I loved
with his.
He was great.
His play. Yeah.
We also went and saw the new Hunger Games movie.
Oh, you did?
Okay, so first of all, Kenzie is a Hunger Games psycho, and
love
she's home
Hunger
for the
Games,
holidays.
too.
And we watched. She made us rewatch the.
Did you ever read the books?
I read the books
Yeah.
a long time. Yes, I read the
Awesome.
books, and so did she. But then we watched the movies, and we had to rewatch them so we were fresh in our minds. And then we went and saw the Hunger Games.
Wasn't good.
Yeah,
Well, because it was the prequel, right?
yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
Didn't love it. Whereas I loved that Julia Roberts movie. And there was another movie that we saw that was like, this is 1,000 times better than that movie. Can't remember what it was.
I'm dying to see the new Trolls movie because it's all about like boy band and NSYNC, and it makes me laugh so hard.
Trolls. You're still in that
I'm
era
still
of
in
your
that
life. Yeah. Okay. So that also, before we end up, I got to tell you what I watched last night.
What'd you watch?
I watched the Golden Bachelor wedding.
How was it?
Girl, it was amazing.
Was it?
So it was so great. it was golden television.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because it was heartwarming, yes, but it was also cringy in a lot of ways. It was ridiculous.
Okay.
But also like very entertaining. So here's what I did. I ended up following Twitter, otherwise known as X. I just hate calling it X. X is stupid.
Also, I hate how everybody's like otherwise known as.
It's because it's just Twitter.
Right. Like
It's
call
like-
it Twitter.
It's like Prince.
yeah.
The artist known as Prince.
Right.
It's Prince.
Right.
It's Twitter. And so it was so crazy, some of the stuff they were doing, that I had to watch. I had to follow Twitter and read everyone's comments.
Right.
And everyone was totally in line with, I was reading the comments to my family as they're watching. I'm like, I see. They think it's crazy that somebody else proposed at their wedding. Barbara Mandrell's daughter, who I'm a big fan of,
Okay.
who she met this other guy from the two Bachelor people that were not, they proposed. It was so cute. So the Golden Bachelor bride, she's adorable. They went to Badgley Mishka.
Oh, okay. Designer.
That was my gala dress. Was a Badgley Mishka girl.
I loved your gala dress.
They had a dress with the flower on it, like
So
I had,
cute.
and I was like, so she picked a Badgley Mishka dress, and which was amazing. And then halfway through the ceremony, the strap broke. It was like, that's an expensive dress.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, did the strap of that expensive dress really just break on her? That is crazy. And then they, of course, like as they're saying their vows, they pan to they make all the ex people. Like one of the ex ladies was the efficient, although they were never really romantic or whatever, but she was an ex. And she goes, remember I got out of the limo and I said, I'm going to marry you. And then she's like, and here I am, I'm marrying you.
That's why they did it. That's
It was
funny.
cute. No, she's
That's
like
corny.
a wedding efficient, I guess is her
right. Well, you
profession.
can get ordained online.
Yeah, but I think she does that. No, but anyway, she was
in
very
real life.
sweet.
Okay.
Their bachelor party was wild. It was hilarious. It was only 4 of them, a bachelorette, sorry. It was the bride, and they brought the Chippendales in
Oh my God, that's so
with these like 70-year-old women. It was hilarious.
That is
and she was like, and I
hilarious.
loved her comment because these guys are dancing on her, and she's like, look, Gary dated 22 women at the same time, including me. I deserve this.
Oh, I love her.
And then one of the ladies, she was iconic, Sandra. She brought a Chippendale dancer to the wedding
Oh my God.
as her date. Like he's shirtless, and she's like, "Here's his roommates," and she like was touching his abs. I was like, they made 70 look
hilarious.
fun.
Yeah.
It was, but like literally, they went to commercial twice during the ceremony, and you're like, come on. And then they were like the Amazon registry, wedding registry. It was so branded, which I get.
Right.
But also, then just don't break for commercials during
Right,
the ceremony.
right.
Like,
There's your commercial.
It was cringy.
Yeah.
It was cringy, but it was also, I feel like it brought the Bachelor franchise back full circle.
Back up. Okay.
In a good way.
All right.
I'm here for it. It was really cute.
I was like on Netflix, like trying to find something to watch. And did you ever watch Survivor? It's kind of like America's Race, whatever.
Yeah.
They have one on Netflix now. It's like Gen X versus millennials.
Oh, here we go.
It looks so good.
I'm going to watch it for
Yeah.
sure.
Right? I'm going to
100%.
binge it.
What's it on?
Netflix.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to watch that.
So funny.
I mean, should we place our bets now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gen X all the way.
All the way. All the way.
Gen X, I love watching. Gen X is the feral generation.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro.
They're like, if you grew up drinking like this whole Stanley Cup thing going
which
on.
Which I bought Stanley Cups for everyone in my family. And so then I got Kenzie's like old non-branded Stanley Cup as my
Oh
cup.
my God. It's insane. They have a Valentine's version out now. And it's like Black Friday. Like
I saw
at
it.
Target.
Yeah.
Like they're literally saying this is how Black Friday started. Anyway, I don't know where I was going
You
with
were
that.
saying there's a Stanley Cup for the Gen X thing. The Gen Xers are making fun of it or something? The
Oh,
Gen X-
yes. So they're like, if you like, do you remember drinking water as a kid?
Oh, yeah, no, never.
No, we never
didn't
drank
drink
water.
No.
They're like, you drank from the hose when you were thirsty.
Of course. There was no there was no wellness tips.
There was no wellness tips, but here we are.
There was no moisturize or drink water. It was drink Coke
Yeah.
and eat a Kit Kat bar
And like
for breakfast.
water was like a punishment. Like when you're like, Mom, do you have
There was
something
a
to drink?
fountain at school, and you were like,
Like,
like a cat. Yes, no. I mean, like, listen, but it made us better for it.
Right.
We're ready to face the end of
2024.
what is the Julia Roberts movie?
Leave the world behind.
We're ready to leave the world behind and face 2024 because you're welcome. Gen X is here for you. We've got this. Okay. We'll make it through for the rest of you. We'll all have bunkers for you. Anyway, I hope you have a happy new year.
Yes. Happy New Year.
We do, just so you know, I know this was a lot of just Sharon and I, but we do actually have a lot of great Long Island content for you. We have a whole year planned. We're going to make sure you follow us. We're going to tell you how to live your best Long Island life in 2024, regardless of the external circumstances. So make sure you tune in and be sure to also leave us a 5-star review. DM us on Instagram if you want to participate in any way, if you want to sponsor, if you want us to try something, if you want to be a taste of. We want to hear from you, so stay tuned.
Tune in.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.